Ambitious women, entrepreneurs are beginning a movement to create a new way of business that focuses on collaboration and community. Together, we are shaping the way by using our intuition, our inner insight, and our creativity. Join us for inspiration, motivation, and transformation. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and this is the Wealthy Wednesday Show. A special thanks to Gordon Reary for creating the music. You can find him on Facebook under Gordon Reary. So now, let's get started. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and today we have an incredible guest. I am completely honored and excited that we have the famous Natalie Ledwell, and she is the co-creator of Mind Movies. And if you have not heard about Mind Movies or Natalie, this is a show that's going to change your life, give you incredible insights, and really empower you. So grab your pen, grab your paper, and get ready for an exciting show. Welcome to the show, Natalie.
Hi, thanks, Luci. Thank you so much for asking me. We're both members of the Evolutionary Business Council,
Yes.
which is an organization where we support each other. And I'm such honored to be here, honored to be talking to you, and can't wait to share some awesome information.
Well, thank you. Thank you so kindly. So, Natalie, you have this belief that we're all in this together. And you also have a very powerful vision for empowering other individuals to make them be able to tap into their best self, their truest self. Could you tell us a little bit on how did this vision start for you so that you became this incredible household name for people who are changing lives and changing the world?
Well, it happened quite by accident. Although, is there such a thing as an accident? I don't know.
Yes, I don't think there is such a thing as an accident.
Exactly. Well, my background is that, my first career was in fitness, and I was, in the fitness industry and these positive people, and then I met my husband, and then we went on a series of being like a serial entrepreneur for quite some time. We owned a nightclub for 5 years. We had coffee franchises. We were developing property, like all these different types of businesses. And then one day we watched a movie called The Secret, which talks about the law of attraction. And for both of us, I remember it's a Saturday afternoon, we're sitting on the couch, we're watching this movie, and we're both going, this is the missing piece. This is what we've been, missing this whole time, because we're working hard, we had multiple businesses, but we just couldn't make ends meet. We're missing something. And not long after that, a friend came to us with this little movie that he created, which is like affirmations and photos and music combined. So it was like his version of a vision board, but it was dynamic and it was moving and it had music. We're like, this is cool. And then he approached us with the idea of setting up a website so we can, sell the instructions for people to make these movies for themselves. The Secret had just been on Oprah. Everyone was talking about visualizing, and a Mind Movie is a visualization tool. And we're like, well, it was really interesting because at the time, Glenn and I had 4 businesses. We didn't need another business. We knew nothing about the internet. Like, Glenn could hardly turn on a computer. And I hadn't even heard of YouTube, and this is 2007. I'm like, what's it? When someone's describing a social network to me, like a Facebook, I'm like, wait a minute, people set up a page and put their personal details on there? Why would anyone do that? I'm like, I don't get it. So we went from that to creating this, massive empire where through the internet, we've been able to reach, 2.8 million people around the world. We're empowering them to realize that they actually have more influence over the outcomes in their life than they may have been led to believe. For some of us, we, a lot of the people that came to us initially, they're like, okay, well, I have no control over my life. I'm just at the whim of everything that happens. So, so I'm blaming everything outside of me for my life not being fantastic. But what we teach people is like, well, if you look at it a different way and you start to, really believe and start to visualize and take action and set goals and be clear about where you want to head, then you can create the most incredible and amazing results in your life. And it doesn't have to be difficult, but it's just consistent things and consistent habits, and the ways of looking at things and being in this more positive mindset and more positive vibration that helps to make it easier for you to create the results that you want in your life. So yeah, so the internet for us has like been a game changer. And if someone had have said to me the day before our friend approached us with this idea that you're going to build this amazing business, you're going to get to travel the world and reach millions of people and change lives, and you're going to do it through the internet, I would have laughed at them. I'm like, no way is that going to happen. But yet here we are.
Wow. That sounds like such an incredible journey. And so you really take individuals who are blaming things on the outside of them. They're like, oh, my life's not working. Everything's not putting together. I'm not sure where I'm going or what I'm doing. I'm just living day to day, paycheck to paycheck. And what are some of the very key elements that you've been able to teach individuals with the mind movies, aside from, setting the goals and manifesting your own life? But is there any secret sauce? Is there something that somebody needs to know when they go on to the mind movies, your website, and they decide, oh yeah, I'm gonna try this? Is there something else they need before they get to that point?
Yeah, so where it all begins with the vibration or the energy in which we're putting out into the world. When we're in the situation of debt, if we're in the situation of bad health, or when we're looking for love, and all we can see is the situation that's currently in front of us, then whatever we focus on expands. So all we see is the problem. And we don't have the ability to see any kind of solution or believe there is a solution. So what we have to do is get ourselves out of this lower vibration of frustration and helplessness and this just struggling with everything, to get into a higher level of vibration so that we feel happier, so that we can start to see the solutions that may be sitting right in front of us that are going to help us get out of that situation. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, we want to be doing things that make us feel good, something that really makes us happy, and what I recommend is that I have a list that I write out of all the things that, that I know that I could do at a pinch, or whenever I'm feeling stressed or I need to have a bit of a pattern interrupt that's going to make me feel happy. Back when I lived in San Diego, I used to drive down to the dog beach and just watch dogs running around with big smiles on their face on the beach, and that would make me feel better. Or I'd go for a drive in the car and play my favorite music and sing to the top of my voice. Or I'd, do some kind of random act of kindness, or anything, or just going for a walk along the beach, or anything that was going to make me feel better and raise my vibration. So I have a list of those things. I'm like, yep, I could definitely squeeze that in right now. So that's going to help me feel better. The other big thing that we need to make a habit of is was gratitude, but a habit of gratitude. So, yes, every moment that you get, like my trigger for gratitude is when I take my little puppy Bella out for a walk, for a wee walk in the morning. So I know that when I'm out, I'm taking breath of fresh air, and I'm like, and I just go through all the things that I'm grateful for. Keeping a gratitude journal is really important as well, because it helps you to focus on different things. And like throughout the day, you're focusing on all the things that are going right, all the things that you're super grateful for, and then committing them to your journal at night. So you're consistently looking for the good, and it changes the mindset rather than your knee-jerk thing going to, this is bad, this is not working, to, well, how is this working? And what are the little wins that I'm having? So once we're sort of in that higher vibration, then you want to go, well, okay, so this is what I don't want. Pretty happy, pretty clear about what that is. So what is it that I do want? How much money do I want to be earning? What do I want to be doing? How do I want to feel every day when I go to work? And then start to focus on those things. The more we focus on those things, they also start to expand. And so when, we talk about a mind movie, it's being able to put yourself in this future that you want to create and feel what it's like to be there. Because, the emotions, the way we feel is the energy or the vibration that we're sending out into the world. Mm-hmm. So whatever is a vibrational match to that frequency that we're sending out, then automatically gets attracted back to us, which is how the law of attraction works. So, being able to do that, and then, of course, taking action, very important, because the best visualizations in the world don't help you if you're sitting on the couch at home.
Yes, that's true. You have been able to go from 4 businesses, not looking for another business, completely unaware on social media, completely unaware of what the internet is, to creating this incredible program where people, 2.8 million people for that matter, are able to really start tangibly changing their life. But the first step is first, if you're always focusing on the negative, if you're always focusing on everything that's going wrong, then you stop, you find some way to stop that, and then you write down a list on what makes you feel good, even if it's just a little bit better than you are now. And then as you keep moving up and down through that list, you'll start raising your vibration. And then once your vibration is higher, then you go to the mindmovie.com site, and then you start participating with creating your mind movies and starting to move forward. Did I understand that correctly so that the audience understands it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and on the My Movie site, you can actually download like free My Movies that we've already created, that will help you, that when you watch them, is you start to see yourself, in the wealth that you want to create. You start to see yourself in your mind, creating that love or creating the health that you want. So it's easier for you to put yourself in your mind. So it's easier for you to believe and then to move forward. I think that's, when we're setting, our goals and moving forward towards what we want to create, being clear about where we're going, very important.
Yes.
But what's also equally as important is not being married to how it's going to show up for you. Like if we're only going, right, I want to be in a relationship, but it has to be with this guy, or, I want to earn money, but I'm only going to do it this way. Like I was saying before, like I knew the kind of business I wanted to create. I knew the kind of lifestyle I wanted to create. And like I said, one day before our friend approached us, if someone had told me I was going to create that through the internet, I would have gone, what? No way. But I wasn't married to how it was going to show up for me, and I think that's the part. Like if we're doing all the basics, high vibration, knowing where we're going, taking action, seeing ourselves in that future, then what happens is that all these amazing things start to fall into place for us. So we start to manifest the type of opportunities or, chance meetings or emails or whatever it is that we need to be able to take us that next step and take us further. But as long as we're not too connected or too attached to how it's going to show up, that way we keep ourselves open for surprises and the amazing ways that things can show up for us in our lives.
Wow, Natalie, that is really the key, is not being overtly attached. Mm-hmm. And there's so many individuals that they want this, but the only way they can get from here where they're at to here where they want to be is if this, then that. Yes. And that particular kind of thinking only moves what you want farther, and all of a sudden it's over here and it's not even on the view, because you keep pushing it away. But if you're not attached, let's say you wanted to make $500,000 this month or $500,000 this year, if that's what your goal is, but you believe that the only way I can do that is if I work a job, or if I work for other people, or if I create just one little program, then you're putting yourself in a box, and it doesn't allow for the expansiveness of the vibrations.
Yeah. I think that the trick is not to be too specific when you're describing what it is that you want. Like, so let's say, for example, that you want to start your own business. So you want to do a business online, and you go, okay, well, how am I describing this? Okay, so I would describe it as being an outrageously successful business where I get to help people around the world. I get to work my own hours. I get to, speak on stage if I want to, I get to meet people around the world. So what I'm doing is I'm describing this amazing business, but there are a million different businesses that could show up that will fit that description, So as I'm saying that, like when I work with a lot of people in the My Movies community, we're like, okay, so let's be general to start with. And the thing is, you still have to have an idea of what that might be in the beginning, because you still need to take some action in the direction of something. So let's just say, like, for example, all the affirmations, they're similar affirmations to what I had before we started My Movies. But I was in a network marketing business. I was convinced that was the business vehicle that was going to get me to the future that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I was moving forward in that network marketing business. But that's how we met our friend Ryan, who showed us my movies. See how that fell into place? Even though that wasn't the business model, if I hadn't been there, I wouldn't have met Ryan, we wouldn't have set up the website, and then we wouldn't be where we are. So you do have to have some direction in which to head, but don't be too concerned that has to be the way that you do it. It could be a million other delightful and amazing things that show up for you. And more often than not, they far exceed your expectations.
Yes. Yes, I do understand that. And for myself, for the manifestations, when I've tried to box it down, like I can only make money through this way, I've always been disappointed, to say the least. And when I would specify, I would like to feel this way, and I would like to make this amount of money, without really trying to figure out how it's going to come, but look for the opportunities of ways of it's flowing to me, then it becomes more expansive, and it's always been able to be a pleasant surprise. It gets the curiosity, then you're like, oh, what's around the corner? What's around the next corner? And as you do that, you get more and more excited, knowing that your life is starting to change and evolve. And then your true purpose, your true essence starts to step in and really direct it, so that it's more like a symphony rather than a chaotic
absolutely
symphony.
Because what you're doing by doing that is you're staying in flow.
Yes.
So when you're in flow, the energy between you and the universe, or you and and the quantum field, or whatever you want to call that, remains open and flow. So it's easier for things to come in for you. I think that is one of the biggest keys to this, is just not, like we said before, don't be too attached to how it's going to happen. And the thing is, let's say that you want to create an extra $5,000 this month. The other thing that's really important in this whole process is the questions that we ask. We can ask ourselves, well, how am I going to make $5,000 out of this business? Or how am I going to make $5,000? Like, you leave it open-ended. But the other thing too is to really make sure that we spend time, quiet time, asking the question, and it's kind of staying quiet long enough to be able to listen to the answer. So we all have this inner guidance system. We always have this, this gut thing that we have, this intuition that we have inside of us, and we all have it. The thing is, a lot of us don't tap into it enough to trust the messages that we're getting. So I have this little ritual that I do every morning, and as we're going to sleep and as we're waking up at night, we're in what we call theta brainwave activity. Mm-hmm. So our brainwaves are slowing down because we're about to go to sleep. But when we're in theta brainwave activity, we are, and this is getting a little bit sciencey here, but we are in coherence, or we're in connection with the quantum field, which is the field of infinite possibility. So while I'm, normally not when I go to sleep, because I go to sleep pretty quickly, but as I'm waking up in the morning, my eyes are still closed, my brain's just starting to kick in. I've already set the question the night before. So as I'm waking up, I'm like, what was my question? I'm like, that's right. So this is the challenge I'm facing today, or, I need to come up with a name for this, or I need, what action am I taking today? So while my eyes are still closed, I ask the question, and I just lay there, and I just, have thoughts going through my mind, but I'm laying there long enough to hear what answers and intuitions coming to me. I think you mentioned before that the host of a TV show, or an online show called The Inspiration Show.
Yes. And
I remember when I had the idea for The Inspiration Show, because I wanted to be able to create amazing content for our My Movies community, but not hammer them with emails, because, people get enough emails as it is. And I'm like, how can I do this? And then the idea came to me and actually that night I'm sitting reading a book by Gary Vaynerchuk. Wine Library TV was his thing. So his book is all about these video blogs. I'm like, that's it. This is what I'll do. So then I started getting all these ideas about the different types of interviews, the people I could talk to. So then the next morning I wake up, eyes still closed. I'm like, okay, what am I going to call it? And what came to me was The Inspiration Show. And I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to get that URL. There's no way. So I'm like, okay, push that away. What else am I going to call it? But it kept coming back to me, The Inspiration Show. I'm like, seriously? So I get out of bed, I jump online, theinspirationshow.com and theinspirationshow.tv were both available. I'm like,
wow,
shut the front door. So
Wow.
sometimes we don't trust that voice that we hear, but if we can, have this little ritual, how many times have you had an idea come to you when you're in the shower?
Ugh,
You're
lots.
thinking and you're asking questions, and then you're kind of quiet long enough for answers to be able to come to you. So make sure you carve out some time, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes a day, to sit down quietly. You could be walking out in nature. You could be sitting in your favorite chair out on the porch, or, you could be as you're waking up and just asking some really important questions, and then stay quiet long enough to be able to hear those answers.
Wow, and that's gold. Now you mentioned that you did do the inspiration show, and now you have an upcoming show, which is the Chat with Nat. Is that correct?
Yes, so this is being launched soon. This is very exciting because I'm actually working with a fantastic producer and executive producer. Nearly everyone that's involved in the show are women. It'll be a show predominantly for women. What we want to do is completely rewrite the rules on how a show like this is distributed globally, and then how we show up in the message that we have. For me, the show is all about solutions. I'm happy to talk about some of the challenges that we're facing as women, when it comes to, taking responsibility for our wealth, maintaining a marriage or looking for love in our midlife, our aging, our health, like all of these different things. I'm happy to bring up a challenge, but then let's talk about what the solution is. And let's model how to have a conversation that is empowering for both sides, even though we may not agree or we don't see things the same way, and we're coming from different cultures and different backgrounds. Opening up conversations. There's one segment that we want to do. It's called Women and Wine, where we get to have a glass of wine and have a chat. And I'm like, this is awesome. I said, but I want to be able to do those segments in a women's shelter. I want to be able to do a segment like that with Muslim women, or with women that work in male-dominated vocations. So we can talk about real life and real-life situations, and then talk about what the solutions to those are. So, look out for that soon. We're going to be launching through Facebook Live, and creating a community where, we start the conversation on the show, but then we can continue that through the week and make sure that women are getting access to the resources that they need to really be able to make sure that this next chapter of their life, regardless of what age we are, can be as juicy and delicious and as amazing as the first chapter.
Wow. Wow. So, and the individuals can go to Facebook. They can go to your name, Natalie Ledwell.
Yep.
And then you'll be able to let them know when the Chat with Nat is going to be available, because that sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
And I want to include as many women as we can in the conversation. Let's talk about, because it's interesting. Like, even for me at the moment, in America right now, I'm here on a green card. I'm not a citizen, so I can't vote. But looking at all the things that are happening within the country right now, and the division between different views, which are more attached to the political party than it is attached to the people that are involved. It's an interesting perspective to be kind of the outside looking in, and not have the emotional attachment a lot of people do. So being able to help, and I think that's a lot of the work that I do. We have this certain, we have these programs. We have these beliefs. We have these thought processes that keep us in our comfort zone or keep us where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I just like to come in and challenge those a little bit. Okay, well, yes, this is the way you thought, and how's that working out for you? What if we were just to shift your focus just to here for a little bit, so we can see something a little bit different? Like, rather than everything being, somebody else's fault, what if you were to take responsibility so that you get to take back the power? Now you get to now be able to create the outcomes that you want, because you're in charge. And just having those little shifts of perspective, I think, can make a massive difference to a lot of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so many things that I would love to talk to you about, but we're nearly wrapping up the show. So I just wanted to really ensure that our audience is able to get a hold of the Mind Movies, how they can get a hold of you, and is there any last tips that you would like to tell us?
Well, to get all the information on my movies and to look at the Inspiration Show, which is, it's a free show online, you can just go to mindmovies.com, and you'll find all the information and everything that we have there, and all about the programs. You can look me up on Facebook. It's just Natalie Ledwell. and I have a fan page there, or a page there, which I will be keeping updates as to when the show will be launched, which will be in the next couple of months. And it also means that you can connect with me, so that if you have any ideas or stories that you'd like to share, that we can be able to reach out to you to do that as well. So it's a very exciting 2017. I don't know if any of the one that's watching the show is into numerology, but it's a 1 year, and that means it's a year of new beginnings. So I believe, like I said, this next chapter that we're stepping into our lives can be just as it's incredible. We're stepping into this next chapter with more life experience, with more self awareness, with more knowledge than we did in the first half. So now we get to create something that's so amazing, and so mind blowing. So if I could be part of that journey with anyone, it would be my absolute honor and pleasure to be able to do that. And thanks again, Luci, for coming and asking me to speak today. I've really enjoyed our conversation together. And like you said, we could talk for hours.
Yes, there's so many things I would like to ask you about your travels and your fun, but I will definitely keep watching you on Facebook. And, Natalie, I really want to say thank you. I mean, deeply from my heart, you have changed the world in so many different ways by really taking these ideas that back then they seemed really foreign to you, and you ran with it. You created the website, you created the mind movies, and that really has impacted so far 2.8 million and going more. And I'm so grateful for you. I've worked with the mind movies personally. I absolutely love them. I love them. And they have really helped me manifest my dreams. And one of the dreams was to really make a huge impact on the world. That's what the Wealthy Wednesday show is about, is to really empower women entrepreneurs, because we are doing a new way of business. We're following our intuition. We're following our abilities. And that's what the show is about. So, Natalie, it has been the greatest honor to have you on this show and to ensure that we reach more individuals who might not have heard about you or the great works that you're doing, or mindmovies.com. So thank you for being on the show. And I really, truly appreciate you on so many levels.
Thank you.
And for my audience, I absolutely am grateful that you are with me every single week. We are now celebrating 2 years for the Wealthy Wednesday show, and I really love the comments that I've been getting. I love the emails. If you would like to find us on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Wealthy Wednesday Show. Let us know, what did you think about this show? Let Natalie know that you caught her on the show and you checked out her website, and now you're excited about her new show, Chat with Nat. And I am so grateful for you. So until next week, abundant blessings. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and I would love to keep in touch with you by giving you a very special gift that will help you move your business and your life forward. You can access this special gift I am giving to you at my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMonagle.com for keeping in touch with me and getting access to a gift that will help you move your business and life forward. Until next time, abundant blessings.